Hello folks, here we are in a 2017 Adria, and this is the 612 PT slider. However, all of the Adrias share similar fit outs, fixtures and appliances. So if you can operate this Caravan, you can operate any of our Adrias. Let's have a look at how. We're going to turn on the master power and then we'll set the control panel up for the Caravan so that you can settle back and enjoy a great family holiday. Let's have a look at this. Come over here and we'll have a look at this main switch here, which will turn on and the Caravan comes to life. Now next to the master switch is the water pump switch, which you'll only turn on if you're not in a caravan park or connected to town water. So if you're free camping, you'll need to come back over here and turn the water pump switch on. The water pump will prime and then will go off once it's come to pressure. Up above, you've got the battery voltage meter. That tells you how much battery voltage you've got. And underneath that, it's all the main light switches. Let's have a look at we're back. And we're back in the Adria 612 PT slider. So let's now have a look at the panel above the front door. So we've got some controls up here. We've got our trimmer panel, which controls the bulk of the Caravan. We've also got our main slide out switch, which controls the power to the slide out. And then we have our slide out in and slide out return button. Let's go ahead now and set up the Caravan on the trimmer panel. So controls on the trimmer panel, we've got an LCD display. We've got a rotary knob, which allows us to select. You can also press the rotary knob to confirm, and we of course have got a back button in case you've done something that you didn't mean to do. So let's have a look at the LCD panel and we'll see what the different icons mean on there. So we've already got our master power switch on. Now we can set up the trimmer panel. First thing we're going to do is press the center of the rotary button and it brings up some icons. Let's talk about the icons. The first one is the Caravan temperature for heater. So let's have a look. We can press that. Heater, well, we really want that in the off position. Let's leave it there and go back. Now we'll turn the rotary knob to the next position, which is your hot water selector. So let's confirm that we want to look at that. That's set to either off, 60 degrees, or boost. We're going to set it to 60 degrees and continue on our journey here. We'll turn the rotary knob again. And this next one is our energy select. So let's have a look at our energy select and what it means. We'll press to confirm. Now, we see here EL2. That means that the Caravan will consume 2 kilowatts of power in the caravan park. Probably a little bit much for home. Here we've got EL1 and we're going to confirm that we want EL1. The Caravan will consume 1 kilowatt of power, and that's from your house where you've got a 10 amp power supply, as opposed to your caravan park, which almost exclusively has 15 amp, so you can draw your 2 kilowatts. Let's go and have a look at the other settings there. Now we've got a gas setting. If you just want to run the thing on gas, you'll have limited function, hot water and stove. If we select that, if we move on, we've got mix 1 is a mix of 12 volt and gas. Mix 2 is a mixture of gas and 12 volt. EL1, as I said, that's where you're going to select for home, and EL2 you'll select for caravan park. We're in a luxury caravan park here, so we're going to press the center of the rotary button to confirm. Let's move on to the next icon over here, and this is the Caravan fan. You can set it to ventilate the Caravan if you want. It won't have any heat or cool function, it's just a fan. So we'll go back and have a look where we're at using our escape button or return button or back button, whichever one works, resonates with you. So we've got fan, let's go and have a look. What did we set that to EL2, confirm, temperature of the hot water 60. So that's it folks for the Truma panel. Easy to operate and will set you up for a great holiday. Now remember, anytime you switch off the master panel or you lose 240 supply, you will need to reset the Truma panel. Next, we're going to look at turning on the air conditioner. Well, we're back in the Adria 612 PT slider folks, and here is the remote control for the Truma climate control. So this is how you can turn on the air conditioner, set the temperature and do what you need. Now it's really important to remember that in this Caravan there's only one infrared sensor over here on the wall, so it's important that when we do use the remote control that we point it at the infrared sensor. So here we go, let's see what happens when we do. So I'm going to hold it near the infrared sensor. As I press the button, you'll notice that the red light will flash numerous times. There'll be a delay, and then the blue light will come on telling you that the system is running. Let's have a look at that. So press the button, pointing at the infrared sensor. Got the lights flashing. There is a delay. The blue light comes on telling you the unit's active. And now we have the fan running. That's running at full speed, by the way, folks. That's why it's why you can hear it. And it's ducted through the van to various points from this kind of duct. And there's also eyeball duct. Now when we go to turn it off, it's the same. It will be in the vicinity of the infrared sensor. We'll press the on-off button in the middle here of the remote control. The red light will flash, and then we wait, and the unit will shut down. So there we go folks. That's how to operate the Truma Sapphire integrated climate control within the Adria 612 PT slider. Hi folks, we're just going to have a quick look at the smoke detector. It's here in the roof. You can test it by pressing the button. But yours may be in a different location, so this will be set off by spray deodorant, Glen 20 or similar, Windex or similar. So any aerosol spray really can actually set off the CO2 alarm, and if it does, it will sound like this. If you've recently used an aerosol, you can switch it off by pressing again the test button. That will reset the smoke alarm CO2 detector. So here we are folks, back at the Adria 612. Now we're going to find the 240 volt circuit breakers, the 12 volt fuses, and we'll point out some other electrical equipment along the way. So up high here in the top cupboard, which is just a simple pull catch, we've got your solar controller. Down in the next cupboard down, we've got our reference library. We've got our 240 volt circuit breakers, and you can see various ducting in there as well for the climate control. Now folks, this 12 volt system is accessible both from under the bed and from inside the front boot locker. We're going in through the bed. So we'll fold the mattress. You can also use this for storage, by the way folks. Lift up the bed frame. Let's have a little look inside and see what we've got. So folks, let's now have a look at the 12 volt system, including the 12 volt fuse panel and the other components that are within the under the bed compartment. Now, as I said before, this is accessible also from the front boot locker. If you're going to do that, you need to unlatch and it will fold down to give you easy access. So we'll just have a look at it here. First off, we've got our battery conditioner. This is essentially a very intelligent battery charger. Secondly, here we've got our fuse panel. You can see these are simple automotive 12 volt fuses with a dust cover. Dust cover, it just has a tab at each end to release it or to clip it on. So we'll put that back. You'll find spare fuses also in the reference library as well. And we've also got a switch for the charger and basically just an electrical junction box. In the background there, the observant ones of you will spot the battery and the mop and broom, which of course is a part of every caravan at Luxury Caravan Hire. Morning everybody. Okay, here we are at the Adria Altea and we're going to have a look at the fuse panel access from the front locker. So we'll just pan down into the locker and you can see the fuse panel here actually unclips and folds down. So you have access from here to the charge controller, the 12 volt fuse panel and the water reset button. Let's go inside now and have a look from above where it's a whole lot clearer. Hello everybody. Well, we're in the Adria 552. So let's have a look at the fuse panels and circuit breakers, and we'll also look at the onboard reference library location. So here we are, we've plugged into 240 volt. We better know where the circuit breakers are just in case. So as we come through the door, I'll open up the cupboard underneath the television and you'll find the circuit breakers for the 240 there. Okay, let's talk about the 12 volt fuse panel. So this is the one that's accessible from outside of the Caravan. We saw that in the front boot locker and we opened the hatch, dropped down the panel so that we can see it. We're just looking at it from above is all. So we've got our charge controller, we've got our 12 volt fuse panel. If you squeeze the ends, you can remove the cover. Squeeze the ends to remove the cover, and that gives you access to all of the 12 volt fuses. And we also have the water reset button, and that looks like, I'll just lift up that panel so you can see. There we go, so that's your reset buttons. While we're in there, this is what your hot water service looks like. So you've got your cold water in, your gas tap, electrical switch to turn the hot water on or off for 240, and an overflow valve, a fill valve. So we're done with the fuse panel. We've found the 240 volt circuit breakers, we've found the 12 volt fuse panel and the reset and hot water. So let's now have a look at how to control the hot water. And that's from over behind the television here, the television bracket. So what we have here is the Truma system, and you'll find that it's currently in the off position. This has 3 positions. To start the hot water, you'll need to have the battery switch on at the main panel, the 240 power plugged in, and then you need to, and the gas turned on as well for your cooktop. So come to the hot water system panel. It's currently in the off position, which is the center position. Now we're going to switch it to 60 degrees. It's now going to heat the hot water to 60 degrees. That'll take about 15 minutes. Again, as with all Caravans, as soon as you plug in the water to the Caravan park or turn the water pump on, prior to operating the electrical switch for the hot water service, please run some water through the hot water tap so that we know there's a little bit of water in the hot water service to actually be heated. Think about boiling the kettle dry. Now our hot water switch also has a 3rd position, which is a boosted temperature control. So you've got the option, we're currently on 60 degrees, cycle the switch through the off position and into 70 degrees. So if you like your hot water scalding hot, 70 degrees is for you. If you've got kids, you might want to err on the side of 60 degrees. 60 degrees is plenty hot. So we'll go back to 60 degrees. And folks, that's how to operate the hot water system on the Adria 552. Okay folks, here we are back in the Adria 612. We're going to talk about the 3-burner gas stove and the oven, how to light them, and some precautions. Now, these are common across the Adria range. So if you're in a 552 or a 612DL, it'll be very similar, if not the same. You may have a griller, not an oven. You may have an oven, not a griller. But the oven will function as a grill if you like. Okay, so let's have a look at the steps to take to operate the 3-burner gas stove and the combo oven in the Adrias. Rightio folks, so let's look at some precautions that we need to take here. Number 1, remove the cutting board from the sink, otherwise we'll end up with a damaged cutting board, as you can see. So we'll put that aside somewhere. Now, next, let's have a look at what we've got here. This glass panel will need to be open any time that you're using the 3-burner gas. And the features here are small, medium, large. We've got the different control knobs for that, and we have a press button igniter, which is a lot like the barbecue at home. So, how do we operate it? Well, we're going to turn the knob to get some gas, push to get it flowing, touch the igniter, it lights, count to 2, let go of the knob. Now you're free to adjust the different levels of gas per burner for your cooking. Turn it off is just as simple as returning it to where you started. Let's now go and have a look at the oven. Now, the differences in the oven. First and primary difference is that we have an igniter, but it's a press button click igniter as opposed to a battery operated igniter. So to light the oven, either on the grill setting or on the oven setting, we're going to open the door, turn our setting, and you can see that we've got some graduations there. We're going to hold that in to get some gas flowing, and then we're going to press the igniter, and you'll end up with the flame going. And again, you're going to count to 3 before you release the knob. And that means that the gas will continue flowing while the flame is alight. To operate on the grill, it's exactly the same. Turn the knob back the other way, press and hold. Press the igniter, keep holding in the rotary dial, and you'll see that you've got a flame on the grill section. Now, if you are running on grill, it's pretty important that you keep the door partially open, and there's a position on the hinge for that. So folks, once we've got it lit, we're ready to cook. So simply, for the drawers on this handle, it's got a spring mechanism. That spring mechanism holds the drawer in the locked position. So to open this drawer, all we're going to do is twist the handle up, pull the drawer out. Simple as that. When we push it back in, this catch will re-engage and lock the drawer. Good for travel. Let's have a look at the cupboard doors. Okay, same method of operation. Spring-loaded handle. To operate, all we're going to do, put your fingers behind, open it, and you can see that it undoes the catch, spring-loaded catch. When we're getting ready for travel, to lock it up, nice and safe, we'll just push it home. The door's now locked, ready for travel. So as we conclude the Adria 552 inside walkthrough, folks, you'll find that as with all of the luxury caravan hire caravans, there's an onboard reference library which contains information booklets for every piece of equipment and appliance fitted to the Adria Caravan. So let's see where that is. Always in the same position on the 552, and that is in the front door towards the front of the caravan. Open up the cupboard, and here is the Adria reference library. Take out the booklet that you require, and there's plenty of reading. Don't forget, the Adria reference library is there for you to help you have a great family holiday.